Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda, I'm going to continue to talking this violence voting. I ask my Museveni question. Before, to Milton Obote, there was a vote Milton Obote, and at this time there was a vote him. Now, how he look Milton Obote, how he was a still vote. Na him now how he still vote. Which better to show society easy Milton Obote there was a bad him easy vote is a good to explain society. And Idi Amin was a use gun. Na Milton Idi Amin was a use gun, him he was a not vote. Which better gun is Idi Amin and na his gun is? Him to discipline society to say Idi Amin was a very bad, now to me is a better. This is my question. I want to ask I'm ask him this question to answering the question. You know, brother, sisters and brother, every you have your society, he doing a mistake, you scared to advise him to think he can understand this mistake, why they come. Now when he have a problem, you say you scared to tell him this problem, you scared is not kill you, better to talking to kill you. Not good to be quiet and this mistake to come to start to share with you. This mistake start to come to start to share with you. Now decide to talking when he'll continue to do more mistake. There be his problem. They are not going to be your problem. This violence in Uganda, don't thinking why Yoweri Museveni Kaguta Tibaburwa he continue violence in the society. Don't thinking thinking about vote. No, he was fighting to show America sanction is a don't care as a sanction. He was to show them America they are not talking about this sanction. And he was to show his society they have to surrender to listen him, to follow him, to scare him. And he was to show another party not to trust sanction in America nguzeri solve problem them. You look when they give him sanction, every they blame he did one time all. They blame him corruption. This time he go Kayunga and they start to use the money to society to vote. This was the corruption. And this time he goes there, he start to easy soldiers, there was a guard him, they start to punch another party. They start to punch another opposition. They put them in prison. They put them in hospital. And Robert Kyagulanyi, he locked him inside the house. and he still not vote. Now, is this all sanction? There was a give him, there was a blame him. He decided to go there to revenge them. Museveni, he's never been to campaign RC5. Museveni has never been to campaign ministers. He going to do campaign. And you remember when a day he goes there, he says this here, to my voter I lost. I get 35%. And he promised them, he said this time, I'm not going to lose this vote. And he said when he lost this vote, if they not vote him, he's going to do everything, he'll win. He still vote. Now you're thinking what he doing is I don't understand. He know. We have to give him advisor to protect us, not violence. And we have to advise him not to bring us violence in the future. We have to advise him to protect him, and him to protect us. Don't be quiet. When you're talking, he's going to revenge you. When you're talking, he'll attack you. Talking. This is my example. Why he been in the bush, he fighting. He was talking, they still vote. They torture people, they use bad long away guns. Now, this time, Museveni, you use good guns. Sanctions, they're going to cause more problem in Uganda society.
You see world leaders, see what are going in Uganda, see African leaders, what is happening in Kayunga. The people's rights have been taken away through state brutality. Every time you see massive atrocities, while the UN and the URC, I have a question for all you world leaders. Are you happy seeing Africa bleed? UN and African Union, are you happy when Africa bends? Tyrannical rulers and dictators, terrorizing the masses at will, denying the people their liberties while they're silencing the world. This is a call on African people. Rise and stand with Uganda. This is a call on humanity. Don't you wait for the bad to get worse. This is a call on African people, whether at home or abroad. You see, if one of us has no freedom, then none of us can say we are free. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding, Kampala is silent, Uganda is crying again. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding, Kampala is silent, Uganda is crying again. Why is the world funding dictators? Why are you funding the killing of my people? Why is the world funding brutality? Why are you sponsoring tribal wars? You say you international community, only when it matters to you. Watching and waiting for Africa to bend, and you funding them civil war. This is a call on you young people. This is a call to revolution. revolution. This is a call on Africans. This is a call for revolution. This is a chant for revolution. A chant for mighty freedom. This is a chant for liberation. This is the time for all of us to be free. Put on your Gideon and fight the oppressor. Put on your Gideon and chase the dictator. Rise, remove the dictator. It's time for all of us to be free. Yeah. Rise, chase the dictator. Rise, chase the dictator. Rise, chase the dictator. It's time for all of us to be free. Hey. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding. Kampala is silent. Uganda is crying again. Hey. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding. Kampala is silent. Uganda is crying again. Hey. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding. Kampala is silent. Uganda is crying again. Hey. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding.
Ladies and gentlemen, envy the controller museveni is the envy. When you have envy, they not protect everybody. If you have brothers, they not protect him. If you have sisters, they not protect him. If you have your children, they not protect him. All your neighbors, all your relatives, they not protect them. This is the envy they control our brothers Museveni Kaguta Tibaburwa. It's the envy they control him. When he been with I don't have envy, he give them you was finished to give him Salimu Saleh na him to control. They fighting each other in the bush. And here when he was talking with him to remember why they been in the bush they fighting, he kicked him in the government. Don't think that they protect his children. When he know he want to protect, if I don't have envy, already he finished to say, oh my son, now you go come with control. He want who going to control, to take his chair, he die. When he die, he said, now you everybody he take chair, he say you take chair, my die, I'm not there. This is the envy. When he been is not going to die with he'll be permanent. No, anybody he going to take his chair. His son is not going to take this chair. His daughters is not going to take this chair. His brother is not going to take this chair. Is the envy. People he have envy, he's never been happy. Now if he have billion and a billion, he can be happy, they can make him happy. They bring blood society Uganda to kill them. This is the envy. This is the envy. They control him. When we're talking, he's thinking that these people they're talking, they don't like them, kill them. When you give him an advisor, if they don't like him, kill him. We're talking to single you can protect society, Ugandese. I ask you question. My question. A day you come in a bush, you find Milton Obata, his money, he have 1,500. And you say, Uganda, why they have to be 1,000? You destroy. You think this leader, this is a destroy country. You change, you put it to 500 to 100. Now, your money, they have 1 million, 1 million. 1 million, 1 million 50, 1 million, 1 paper. You remember how you come in a bush, you destroy 1,000, 5,000, nguzisi Milton Obote, he's not, why he put 1,000, why he put 5,000. You destroy. You say no, they have to be 500 and to be 100 until to $5. I can't believe this is your government to make 1 million 1 paper. I think these people, I think this Museveni was a come in the bush. Now is not him. Is another Museveni. Is another Museveni. I think I need the people there was a day Museveni he come in the bush to remember this story. Now when are you going to see money in social media, Ugandese currency, Ugandese money? I said they have all now 1 million 1 paper. This is my question, Museveni. You remember this money you destroyed before they put 5,000, they put 1,000, they are not good. This is my question. You remember? Now who is it who put one paper 1 million? Is a Milton Obote? Is a Idi Amin? Another my question. You sharing all property government. People they are doing corruption. Government is not getting money there. And government he lost money to give them money for work. You sharing all property government. To this money, you get to this property what you did. What you did, government to grow up. This is my question I ask you. This money, all you sharing property. What you did to this money? This is another my question. We look everywhere. They're talking, they borrow you money, you are not pay them. This money you're sharing in property, where what you did this money to go to borrow another country money and start to take another property government. To me, I thinking you rob the country. You don't want to build the country to grow up. You rob the country. I think you have another country, you want to going to buy another country, you to building another country. Brothers and sisters, this is the message he show you Kayunga. Nguyu surrender. Don't vote. Don't vote. Nguyu surrender. And this Kayunga, this vote, even he show you another position, when you surrender. Don't stand up with him to vote. Again. And don't trust international. And don't trust America. And in America nazemu to surrender, not to follow him. This is the message to them, to this violence. Now I want to ask you, I hear some society, they say they're not going to vote. This he tortures society in vote, he still vote, and he put them in prison to want you to surrender, not to vote. And to want you to surrender, not to stand up with him. Now, him to say we have democracy, he have human rights. Why when you're not going to stand up with him, you are not going to vote. You are not going to vote him to take share. No anybody he stand up with him. No anybody he vote. Meaning society they happy with him. Ask yourself why he is not decide one time to say I don't want society to vote. I choose myself. He doing this to show society they have rights to vote, and to show country his country they have right, society they have right to vote, and to them to say we have human rights and he have democracy. Now when you say I don't want to vote, I don't want to stand up with him, meaning you give him power. Now another country to know easy people they don't want to stand up with him, they don't want to against him. Is this he looking you to surrender to this vote tear gas, put them in the prison, grenade shooting, killing? This is all he looking, is this your society to surrender? Now can't you not to stand up with him in a vote? You know not to go to against him, you don't want to vote him to choose him herself, to say I call them to vote, they say no, they say I have to be there. Them to say to want to country to say his society, they're not against him, they want him. Now you, when he put a vote, he decided to put a vote. Go outside, go vote. And vote someone you want. Vote someone you want. Now if you say I don't want to vote someone I want, I vote him already he know you are not vote him, you like him. He know you scare him. And when you start to know you scare him, meaning you are not going to ask him anything. And he's not going to respect, he's not going to trust you, you like him. And now if we give you money, don't say, I take this money. Always he's thinking his money he give you. And you thinking I vote him is my friend. And now him he's going to say, you are never voting me, you vote money, you want money to me. Now you are not going to ask him any responsibility. You are responsibility in the government. You lost all responsibility in the government. And he's not going to protect you, to give you to protect you in the government. And he's not going to trust you. He's going to know you are a coward. Anytime you can cause him, you can bring him a problem. And he'll attack you, he'll kill you. He'll come back and attack you, he'll kill you. He's thinking in his money you take, he'll kill you. Now when he give you money, tell him why you give me money. I want to vote you. Why you give me money? I don't want sharing you my vote. Me already I want to vote you. You know time when you're going to vote, where you put your vote. And look, he can give you money time he want to blame you. He start to blame you. You did corruption. Vote. He can send you police. He say I have to charge him in case I give him money in a vote. He take corruption. He say you did the corruption. Now you start to be in a prison for suffering. If he need, he'll give you money, and he'll come to you, he say you did the corruption. You did the corruption, vote. And wait, they'll be. One day they'll be. He'll give you money and he'll start to blame you corruption. we did corruption, you sharing vote. Now vote, you have to know your vote. They make him not happy. This is my question. Why is it not stop vote? Ask yourself, why not stop vote? When he still vote, you'll win. Already around the world, they know you win. And he lost human rights. And he lost democracy. And he lost honest. They're not going to be honest. They're going to tell him with the honest leaders. And he'll be criminal. And he'll be killer. This is all he'll get. Then when you decide not to vote him, to scare him, he'll win this stuff all. He'll win this stuff all. And he'll win this stuff, and he'll torture you, not to torture you. Now decide your vote to vote is important to you. Don't thinking again to say, I don't want to go to vote again. Why he punches them? Why he attacks them? Why he still voting? Ask yourself. Meaning when you are not vote him, they make him pain. Why he attacks them, to kill them, to put them in prison? Now you have to know, if he still vote your vote, they make him pain. Why is they not decide to still vote only, not to leave you to walk out, to walk you to go? Ask yourself, why he still vote and he start to put them in prison, to kill them, to torture them, and already he finished to still vote? Why is they not say, I still vote, now I live with them, I'm not going to punch them? This is the all. Open your eyes to know your vote they cause him a problem, and if he still vote, he's not going to be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda, this is a sanction they give them, they cause them, they continue answering sanction America about Kandio. And there's a lot of officers, they know they face this sanction. Now them, to bring them to revenge, and to revenge his society, start to torture his society, to continue to torture them. Don't thinking we was a still vote, that he was a torture, he don't understand what he doing. He was a revenge this action America.
Welcome to part 1, episode 1 of CMI Files. and this is about the appointment of Major General Abel Kandiho as the Chief of Military Intelligence and the implication of the appointment on both regional and national security. The appointment of now Major General Abel Kandiho as the Chief of Military Intelligence was a very big blunder. This is a man who had been chased out of intelligence because of gross violations of human rights, torture, extortions, murder of suspects, among other allegations against him. These allegations had an effect on our diplomatic relations with our neighbors and the donors. The then Chief of Military Intelligence, Brigadier General Charles Bakahumura, set up a committee to investigate these allegations, and there was overwhelming evidence against him. The committee found that he was not a fit and proper person to work in intelligence as a director and recommended that he should be transferred. Some directors on that committee had to beg him to spare their lives and claim they were just doing their job because they knew how he operated by eliminating those he thought stood in his way. The recommendation to be transferred out of intelligence rather than facing civil courts for the allegations against him, to me, was a very fair deal. He went on to be appointed the Divisional CIMIC Officer, 3rd Division, and later Deputy Commandant Military Police. This is the same criminal officer you brought back to head the country's best investigative machinery. How I wish someone who wished the country good had opened up to you about this information, and maybe the story would be different. Secondly, Your Excellency, CMI as the best investigative machinery was heading in the right direction professionally and in terms of capacity building until you appointed an uneducated Kandiho as the chief. A quick look at the qualities and qualifications of his predecessors tells it all. Lieutenant General James Mujira holds a bachelor's degree in law from Makerere University and one of the few with a first-class degree from Makerere Law School. Diploma in legal practice from Law Development Center, Master of Laws from University of Manchester, and Master of Arts in International Affairs from the University of Ghana. He has also attended several military courses, including Company Commander's course, Senior Command and Staff course, Political Education course, OBIC, among other seminars and conferences. It is also important to note that he studied from Tare School, the home of Gallant Lions, the school that I too studied from, and Your Excellency. We all know the quality of education and all boys the school has produced over the years. Brigadier Charles Bakahumura holds a bachelor's degree in education from Makerere University and a master's in history from the same institution. He too has done several military courses, including OBC, BCC, CCC, Senior Command, among other seminars and conferences he has attended. Your Excellency, under the leadership of Brigadier General Charles Bakahumura and the guidance of the late General Aronda Nyakairima, CMI encouraged officers to further their education to better serve the institution and the nation. He lobbied for the employment of highly qualified researchers from the civilians to assist in research, an area that is key to the development of any institution and the nation. Kandiho is a P7 graduate with a cadet course from Monduli, Tanzania, and a few courses like OBIC. It is important to note that any officer or militant who did not have any education documents on his file by the time data was captured was assumed to have finished P7. So you can't be sure that he even completed P7. Such qualifications for the military intelligence chief are a shame in the leadership of this country and the region. Your Excellency, a look at the qualifications of other military chiefs in the region give you a clear picture of the need for highly qualified military chiefs because of the enormous tasks at hand. Major General Philip Wachira Kameru, the head of National Intelligence Services of Kenya, who was once the Director Military Intelligence of Kenya Defense Forces, holds 3 master's degrees. Master of Science in Natural Resources Management, Master of Arts in International Studies, and Master of Science in Security Management. Lieutenant General Emmanuel Karenzi Karake, who was once the Secretary General of the National Intelligence and Security Services of Rwanda, holds a Bachelor's of Commerce degree from Makerere University, Master of Arts in International Studies from University of Nairobi, and Master of Arts in Business Administration from University of London. He also studied from Kira College Butiki and King's College Budo for O-level and A-level respectively. The quality of education and the products of such great traditional schools cannot be overlooked. The Deputy Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army in charge of intelligence, Lieutenant General Scott Barrier, holds a Bachelor of Science degree in History, Master of Science degree in General Studies, and Master of Science degree in Strategic Studies, among other courses. It is clear on what these nations are looking for in intelligence chiefs. The responsibilities of military intelligence chiefs are so broad and include policy formulation, planning, programming, budgeting, management, staff supervision, evaluation and oversight for intelligence activities, as well as the overall coordination of the major intelligence disciplines. Our P7 graduate cannot even measure up to any responsibility. This has been clearly manifested in his methods of work and management style. That's why he has even shied away from facing any committee in parliament, because he cannot even understand budgets and policies, and this is an area where CMI should be having a big input. On May 25, 2011, when US President Barack Obama gave a keynote address to both houses of British Parliament gathered at London's Westminster Hall, in his opening remarks, he said that, and I quote, "I'm told the last three speakers here have been the Pope, Her Majesty the Queen, and Nelson Mandela, which is either a very high bar or the beginning of a very big joke. Your Excellency, the appointment of Major General Abel Kandiho as the Chief of Military Intelligence was a big blunder and one of the biggest jokes in intelligence circles." This is the end of episode 1. See you in my next episode about Kandiho's first operation as CMI, and that's the appointment of Brigadier C.K. Asimwe as the Director JAD. God bless you. God bless Uganda.
People power. The people of Koboko. The elders of Koboko. The ladies of Koboko. I said the women of Koboko. The young people of Koboko.
So please, whenever you are beating people or tear gassing them, remember that we are not fighting you, we are fighting for you. And because you've not tear gassed us now, let me give you this a cappella. Abande sikijani nawe nakupigania sikijani nawe lakini nakupigania abande sikijani nawe obusobozi mubulina tulina twafuna dda Uganda yefugadda ebyokulinda bagamba tebamanyi bantu abawambibwa gye bali pulezidenti yawakasiza nti ono mubalina ani ayagambye tebabamanyi jeno bulijjo ne minisita yali mu parliament
General Editor Muyine alabudde bonna abalina endowooza y'okukola effujjo n'okukola obulumbaganyi ku bakuumaddembe naddala poliisi nga bwe bajja okugwa ku kibambulira.
Young people don't be used for the wrong things. Whoever goes will go on his own risk, not as representing the young people as a group. And the consequences, you should be ready for the consequences that will go with it.
Okusinziira ku Tumuyine, waliwo n'abatandise okugamba nti abapoliisi abaliwo batono era basobola okubenganga n'abakalatira okwewala endowooza eno.
Careful people. For us in the military, we recruit every year. Every year for 34 years. In the police, we recruit every year. We recruit security personnel. Our population are all in the security services. This is not to intimidate you. If you maintain the peace, no problem.
Nga tusemberera okulonda, Tumuyine agamba nti buli omu kimukakatako okukolera emirembe Uganda esobole okusigala. Nga tusemberera okulonda, Tumuyine agamba nti buli omu kimukakatako okukolera emirembe Uganda esobole okusigala ng'egenda mu maaso.
But this week, sacrifice it. Whether there is facilitation or no facilitation, volunteer, walk, ride your bicycle, ride a motorcycle, go to those you think you can encourage, you can convince of what you think. 1 week, you can make a difference. This is a strong army.
Tumuyine okwogera bino abadde mu nsisinkano n'abayizi mu matendekero aga waggulu.
NUP presidential flag bearer Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert started the day as normal, moving from Bujiri to Luuka. On reaching the district headquarters where the rally had been organized, Kyagulanyi did not speak to his supporters. No sooner had he stepped up to speak than tear gas and bullets started flying. After the crowds had run off, police led by Frank Mwesigwa surrounded Kyagulanyi's vehicle. Here, journalist Ashraf Kasirye was pepper-sprayed amidst calls from the Fourth Estate to the police that he was one of them. The calls were never heard. Bariko Wassam, another journalist from City FM in Jinja, was also arrested in the scuffle. Kyagulanyi then emerged from his vehicle only to be dragged into the waiting police van and driven away at breakneck speed. Kyagulanyi was then detained for the rest of the day at the infamous Nalufenya police station in Jinja. Kyagulanyi was meant to campaign in Luka, Buyende and Kamuli and is expected in Mpigi, Bukomero and Masaka.
Is it supposed to be? And that's where I want you to, because you referred well to your role in going to fight against what was seen as a repressive government, a government that had gone, in your words, that had gone against the will of the people, and that's why you fought. In fact, I think it is Pecos Kutesa in his book, How I Saw It, who talks about how he saw President Museveni then, I think he was Minister of Defense, how he was mistreated at a roadblock in Chireka, and that alone angered him to go into the bush and fight against that government, 1980, 1986. Now, today, as we saw, you decide, and you are the Minister of Security, that's why I'm raising this question to you, Honorable, so that you can respond to them, that you decide to let loose men in civilian, some of them in slippers, looking very scary, and they were shooting sporadically into buildings, and you could see that. Is that the method you are supposed to use to quash any of these demonstrations of people who are unarmed? And they are your people.
First of all, none of you here, and all those are here talking, know well how riots are quashed, because you only talk from emotion, you don't talk from real facts.
Tell us, General.
If it is a peaceful demonstration, there are guidelines how you handle a peaceful demonstration. If it is a riot, there are stages of how to deal with a riot, and they are very clear. And the simple statement I want to make for anybody to hear: the force you use against anybody threatening either your life or the lives of the public is commensurate to that threat. Can I repeat? There is no law that defines how many bullets you shoot or what method you use to quell a threat. Once there is danger of you, like any civilian is threatening your life in self-defense as a security officer, there is a right for you to use whatever force is in your means.
No.
To prevent. Don't say no, I'm telling you now. There is no law.
The law defines reasonable.
Please. What is reasonable? If my life is in danger and you're about to kill me, can I tell you how I am alive? At Kabamba, when you hear I shot the first bullet, the man I was about to shoot me, and in principle, in war, why are doing kabla jak? Why? That's a principle. You kill the enemy before he kills you. If you see a civilian is about to kill you, whether with a hammer, whether with whatever weapon, you cannot wait that he kills you to be a good citizen. You will be dead, whether you want to be a good policeman or not. So the simple standard in any country of the world, the amount of threat is commensurate to the threat. If somebody is about to kill the public, as people are doing, burning lives of people, working them naked, chasing them in vehicles and crushing others, hitting them with whatever means were available, we threatened, by the way, I repeat this, the role of the revolutionary forces and the security forces is to defend and protect the lives and property of not only sovereignty, but the property and lives of the public. Once you threaten the public and put the public and you want to burn Kampala, you want to burn the city. You collect fuel for burning the city, you hide it, you collect tires, premeditated plan of evil against public interest. How ashamed you people are that you are condemning the security forces which saved the destruction of public life and lives, which has always been why they are deployed, and you people are in your houses sleeping when they are out there guarding you. Whoever it is, I hear leaders, some leaders who only condemn security forces. Without those forces, you will not be what you are doing. The moment if we remove those who are guarding you, you will be more in trouble over the bad people, because in society there are bad people.
Okay.
Now, once they get bad leaders who incite them to commit crimes, and you behave like a criminal, you are treated as a criminal. So, this whole nonsense of saying the whole blame is on security, who caused it in the first place? There was peace the previous day. There has been peace in the country, in the whole country. It's peaceful and calm. Who caused the problem? Now, Gobi brought a very good point. Motive. What was the motive to burn the city and destroy the lives of people and disrupt the peace?
General, we are supposed to go for a break.
Yes, so what was the motive and who was responsible?
From your authority, before we go for the break, did you have intelligence about this predetermined or premeditated plans?
Can I show you?
How many days before?
No, many days.
Many days. Why didn't you quash? Why didn't you stop it and nip it in the bud?
Don't teach us what to do. Let me tell you. You know.
No, me, I'm just asking a question.
Let me now tell you. You know how to deal with a boil? Have you ever had a boil on your body? Do you know how to deal with it?
You leave it to get ready.
So that it can burst on its own, and then you cut out surgery properly. We had information that these people were preparing for this. When we arrested their insignia uniforms, remember that? The uniforms of NUP, with ranks, with levels of command, with their whole structure, we knew what they were up to.
Okay.
And we're waiting.
I need us to go for the break.
Wait. We're waiting for this boil to burst. Unfortunately, it has burst.
Okay. I will bring in Honorable Semuju immediately after the break. Honorable Semuju, before we went into the break, General fielded a number of questions. I want him to rest a bit for now, and then we will bring him more questions coming from the listener, and the viewer. He has insisted on a number of things. One of them being that some of you opposition leaders have not condemned the violence on the streets, and what's your view of this, and especially looking at elections? We have just had about 2 weeks of the campaign, so we have more days, the whole of December and half of January, before the voting on the 14th of January. How will this election proceed?
First of all, the general, he blames everybody except himself. If you shot people who are burning tires, you shot, first of all, that in itself will be extrajudicial killing. You shot the one who was hammering a policewoman. The list of people that you kill are bystanders. I have just watched one of the TVs this evening. A woman who was seated in a coaster and she was shot there. The bullet is still stuck in her spinal cord, languishing in a hospital. These are the majority of the people that you shot at, you killed, you maimed. And you don't feel sorry, and for you that was the quashing of the riot. And that was not premeditated. Because you see, and I have kept telling people, and you don't need to be extremely intelligent. If in one day, in 2 days, because of a riot, because of a burning of tire, you have killed more than 45 people, do I need to have been in Iruwero to know how many you killed when you faced armed people? In one day, you've shot and killed 60. Because they are rioting, you are shooting in arcades, you are shooting people who are traveling in taxis. I do not have to have been in Iruwero to know when you are faced with the armed people, how you behave. Because the examples are there. What you did in northern Uganda, burying people alive in Burcho, roasting people in Mukura, killing people here during the Uganda riots. Everywhere you have been, we know how you have behaved. You can parade yourself as a patriot, as someone who cares about Uganda. That self-entitlement, because you fought in Iruwero, so you set the standards and everybody must abide by them. So the public must judge Semuju and not judge Tumwine. The day you will discover that other people have a stake in this country and you begin treating them with courtesy and respect, it is the day when we will have peaceful elections. Because the players can change. Yesterday it was Besigye, the other day you were confronting the Kabaka of Uganda, the other day you were in Kasese massacring people. Ask yourself, why you? You are the one killing in Kasese, killing in Teso, in Mukura, killing in Acholi, killing in Uganda. So all these other people don't care about Uganda, they are not patriots. It is Tumwine who is a patriot. You are in Iruwero killing. Until that violence has got out of your head, this country is in trouble. You see, for Ghana now to begin enjoying the peace that they have, J. Rawlings, who was loading people in helicopters and throwing them in ocean, until it dawned on him that to have a country, you need to do the following. Look at what Kenya is doing, with all their problems. Uhuru Kenyatta says, no. If you keep one part of the country dissatisfied, that country may explode one day. And that's why this section of society should also have an opportunity to lead Kenya. For them, this is like and the reason I said, and I saw Margaret Mohanga, I don't want to take responsibility for ignorance of what I said.
Akalulu kombaka municipal ya Arua kakomekerezebwa wabaddewo ebibuuzo bingi ku ngeri y'abantu gye baakwatibwa.
Ezati supporter and his supporters, after being charged up by their MPs who had come to give him support, were visibly disruptive of other candidates' rallies and also engaged in violence.
Mu kalulu ka Arua waliwo abalugulamu obulamu so nga bangi baasigala ku bisago. Wabula Jeno Tumwine agamba nti singa amagye tegayolesa mpisa nnungi ebyandiddiridde byandibadde bizibu ddala oluvannyuma lw'ejjinja okukasukibwa eri emmotoka ya pulezidenti ne ligyasa endabirwamu.
If it was another force, there was a lot of restraint in Arua. I want you to report it. Restraint. You shoot the convoy of the president and nobody was killed. Very few people were harmed. Please, that was restraint because of the discipline of our armed forces. They handle you with care because of our discipline. But when you take it for granted and you want to abuse their awareness, they have a right to defend themselves. And they can defend it if they are proven that it was in circumstances which were beyond their control.
Ku nsonga y'abannamawulire abazze batulugunyizibwa ab'ebyokwerinda, Tumwine ategeezezza ng'abagasaka nabo bwe balina okwegendereza abakuumaddembe mu biseera by'obuvuyo kubanga nabo embeera ebatabukako.
If the police says stop, I advise you, do what? Stop. Don't say, I have a right as a journalist to be in this. If they say stop, and this is for advice, by this act, forget about the stick, they are even given these batons.
Tumwine era ategeezezza ng'abantu bangi bwe bakozesa obubi ekigambo kutulugunya so nga baba batuusiddwako butuusi wa buvune.
Torture is when you have...
You see world leaders, see what are going in Uganda, see African leaders, what what is happening in Kayunga. The people's rights have been taken away through state brutality. Every time you see massive atrocities, while the UN and the URC. I have the question for all you world leaders. Are you happy seeing Africa bleed? UN and African Union, are you happy when Africa burns? Tyrannical rulers and dictators, terrorizing the masses at will, denying the people their liberties while they're silencing the world. This is a call on African people. We rise and stand with Uganda. This is a call on humanity. Don't you wait for the bad to get worse. This is a call on African people, whether at home or abroad. You see, if one of us has no freedom, then none of us can say we are free. Hey! Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding, Kampala is silent, Uganda is crying again. Hey, Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding, Kampala is silent, Uganda is crying again. Why is the world funding dictators? Why are you funding the killing of my people? Why is the world funding brutality? Why are you sponsoring tribal wars? You say you international community, only when it matters to you. Watching and waiting for Africa to bend, and you funding them civil war. This is a call on you young people. This is a call to revolution. This is a call on Africans. This is a call for revolution. This is a chant for revolution. A chant for mighty freedom. This is a chant for liberation. This is the time for all of us to be free. Put on your Gideon and fight the oppressor. Put on your Gideon and chase the dictator. Rise, remove the dictator. It's time for all of us to be free. Yeah. Rise, chase the dictator. Rise, chase the dictator. Rise, chase the dictator. It's time for all of us to be free. Hey! Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding. Kampala is silent. Uganda is crying again. Hey, Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. Magere is bleeding. Kampala is silent. Uganda is crying again.